to Max's house.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome along. #02 Max's house, and I'm joined in the studio by none other than Mr. Sammy Porter.
What's that then?
Hey! Someone who I've wanted to have in for a little while. Someone who, despite looking so young and youthful, is actually, he's a fairly old man, to be honest with you.
Don't tell him.
The more I've researched on Sammy Porter, the more I've
Google,
realised, one, what he's actually done, and two, how long he's been about.
Too long.
Like a dinosaur fossil. In this music scene, he's adapted, he's moved, he's changed with it. He's played everywhere from West End to Great Suffolk Street Warehouse to international business to everywhere, really. There's done Ibiza, you like...
Done it all, mate.
As far as DJing achievements go, obviously, we always want more. But,
of course, yeah. I'm not there yet.
But you've done a fair bit, Sam.
Yeah.
You've done a fair bit.
I'll take that.
So let's go back to the beginning, because we were just talking off camera and you said to me about the dubstep days. But let's go back even further than that. Tell me a little bit about when you first sort of discovered music and when it became a thing in your life.
I'll say garage, really. Garage into grime. Probably when I realised I couldn't MC.
No.
I thought that was the option.
But you were there for a bit, a few bars and that?
I realised really young that was talking like 15,
okay.
16. Yeah, that wasn't for me. But doing like pirate radio at 17, 18, doing garage, early grime. It wasn't really called grime then, but yeah, early garage. Late garage into early grime. Really, that was the thing. Buying records for £7 and going to a very questionable radio station to play them.
Yeah.
To probably nobody listening, but yeah, that was the thing at sort of 17, 18. And then into like promoting student events and...
So it's like half your life now.
Yeah,
basically been involved.
Yeah, this is all I've ever done. I've never had the...
You've never had a real a real job, open code.
I've never had like a job. So
That's good.
This has been it.
That's a blessing. I've done a few along the way. Oof.
There's been some times where I thought
you need it. Yeah.
There's been some times, but yeah, this is all I've done. This is it, and this is what I live for, man.
Sick. So you obviously started playing. When did you first start? Well, when did you first realise that you actually like? Oh, I want to make some beats, or I need to make beats to go to that next level. I
was playing open format for years, like anything goes music. Like it didn't really matter what the genre was.
Okay.
I still like that. I feel there's a bit of an art form in getting between genres and...
There is, definitely.
And entertaining people who are not into one specific thing. And I enjoyed that for years. But I feel like I got to a point where I took that as far as it could probably go. In terms of the place I was playing, you couldn't really get like... Very few people were getting booked internationally to play open format at that time. And then really got into the dubstep thing where that was taking off, where I was trying to make that. I mean, listening back now, it's slightly questionable, some of the music, but that was the thing at one point. I had half success with it. We got to the point where we'd done like a North America tour and stuff like that. Which, I mean, at the time, I thought this was, thought I'd made it. I thought this was it. Then I thought I've literally made it. But the dubstep thing just kind of fell off the planet. Especially this side of the pond, really. This was in this country. It wasn't a thing after.
It did, and it fell off quickly, mate, didn't it? Like
I've never seen nothing like it. I don't think I've ever seen a genre fall off the map in terms of. I mean, it's still in America. They've still got they've still got a scene. It's very heavy now compared to what we was doing this side. But yeah, there's still a bit of a scene there. But when we come back here from touring the States, we thought, okay, this is it. We've made it. It was just two of us. It was me and a guy called Chris as a duo. But yeah, we come back here and it was almost non-existent. It went from a point from getting played, you could go to sort of any club on a Saturday night, you'd hear some sort of dubstep
remix or
something. Yeah. Loads of it.
But just talk a little bit more into your mic, because otherwise people are going to moan at me.
I'm going to shout over there.
So obviously the dubstep thing was popping off and then it kind of died. We were talking off camera. Obviously, massive influence of like Scream and Benga and really doing bits and getting loads of radio play. You were already doing stuff, like you said, you're touring, you're thinking, yeah, this is it. Did you then have a moment where you're like, shit, what's my life coming to now? When's my next booking? Like,
yeah,
what do I do?
Yeah, what was next? I mean, like I said earlier, like one of the times I thought, okay, maybe time to just
get a real job.
Yeah, do the 9 to 5. Yeah, that was probably one of them really. When that fell off the map, and I thought, okay, I spent all this I invested all this time into learning how to make that one specific sound. I got to a point where that was sounding half decent, but like at the time it sounded half decent. Not now. You listen back and think, what the hell is that? But,
where's the old hard drive, Sammy?
You can. If you look enough online, you can find it. But it's some of it. You listen back and think, oh God. What was I thinking?
But you were putting it out there. You were making stuff. You were learning about the scene that you're in. Probably making connections that were important to your career at that moment in time.
I mean, some of the guys, one of the guys we signed to then is now running a house label. So a lot of people have moved with it. But yeah, a lot of the connections I made through doing that are still relevant in this world.
So I first remember seeing you at Aura with Max Denham.
This has got to be 2011?
I think so.
Yeah, around that sort of time.
So was the time that I sort of saw you then, was that after the dubstep stuff, or where does that sit in the timeline?
Similar sort of times, really. Was doing the dubstep stuff under a complete different name.
Okay.
So I was still doing open format bookings in West End. I think at the time West End was more of a thing that I really liked.
I think so. Yeah.
Sort of weekday raving, like I say raving, weekday clubbing.
Yeah.
Sort of VIP culture, table clubs, membership sort of places. We was doing loads of sort of like West End things. And it was happy days. I was busy. I was doing 4 or 5 nights a week.
Nice.
But yeah, even with that, quite quickly got to the point where I thought this is limited, where like I can only do, there's only 7 nights a week. I don't want to be playing every night of the week for not very much. It wasn't the greatest income. I enjoyed it. But yeah, doing sort of like open format West End clubs, it really changed quite quickly in terms of like, at one point we was playing everything in West End. You play a bit of house, a bit of hip hop.
Maybe a bit of UK funky as well, especially like Funky Buddha.
Yeah. That was they loved all that.
Yeah.
But it quite quickly changed when it went just hip hop. I thought this isn't.
It's not me anymore.
Yeah, I enjoyed playing everything, and that was kind of what I enjoyed being able to play a bit of house in essentially like in a hip hop club, effectively. But yeah, when it went straight hip hop, I thought, no, I can't do this.
What were you using in these times? Was it a laptop and controller?
It was weird. I went straight from like doing like playing vinyl in like student raves early, like garage stuff and grime stuff, just to going on to Serato and playing open format with that. I got
it's
on
better
that really
for open
early.
format, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I love Serato.
You're a big ambassador for Serato. Not an official ambassador.
No, I was just close actually to doing it. But, I've been with Serato for years, but I mean now, no, definitely not. I feel like the world that I'm in now, it's not even.
It's not appropriate.
Yeah,
there's a judgment. There is a judgment, isn't there?
I don't want to be the guy that turns up with the laptop and all that when someone else has just got a USB. And I feel now you can do just as much with a USB stick than you can with all that set up. So
that's what I was going to say. I think the way record boxes progress now.
Oh yeah, it's up there.
And your loops and your hot cues and where you can see everything it is like, and the 2000 Nexus, like.
Yeah, you don't need to have a laptop in the club. Plus, the stress of it. There's always someone who's going to come and
pull a wire out.
Or you've got to unplug the mixer, and it's just like you're there trying to defuse a bomb. Like
I tried to do it for a while because I'd come from a laptop and controller. It was the first setup I'd ever like. I had vinyl, but I wouldn't say I learned to play on vinyl. Then I got this laptop and I was like, oh, this is sick. But then obviously I went to like a club and I was just taking my controller and I was like, oh. It's a bit embarrassing, isn't it?
Yeah, when the guy's like playing his last tune, you're trying to reach over.
You're trying to set it, all of that.
It's a minefield of stuff as well.
And then I was like, cool, I'll do the stuff where you link the CDJ to the laptop.
Yeah.
I found that difficult, mate. I found that hard work.
It's cool when you're in your studio, you've got your own setup.
Yeah, it's there.
The right firmware, everything's up to date, everything works flawlessly. But then you go to
a club and they've got
questionable nightclub and
CDJ 800.
Yeah, like, a one's broke, or it's just a minefield of things to go wrong.
Yeah.
So I said to myself, like, no, probably. To be fair, I've only been on USBs for probably about a year now. Though.
Yeah, because I remember when I first saw you with a USB out.
Yeah,
and I was
like,
oh, you're where's your laptop?
It's a thing, yeah.
Do you think people were not judging you, that's too much of a harsh word, but do you think, like, did you feel any pressure to change when you started playing sort of different parties?
Weirdly, like, it took a lot of like looking back at the like video footage and photos and stuff of me playing out and looking at myself, and half of the time I'm staring at a screen. And it's like another barrier between you and the crowd, if that makes any sense. You're always looking at, like, I found myself looking more times at the screen than looking at what's going on. Yeah. Which I feel is just, it's not really appropriate in the world that I'm in anymore to be looking, like, you're spending more time on the laptop. Yeah. Just focusing on that rather than focusing on what you should be, like, really be focusing on.
It's the people, isn't it?
The people
really?
There and what the sort of vibe is. But yeah, there was a bit of judgment with it. Like, I feel it's more cool in like that if you're in the techno world and you come with Tractor and all this other stuff and that. But I feel that there's very few house people playing off Serato. No. No. It's not necessary. I just don't think it's necessary. No, it's not anymore. Like, I still do radio shows off it. Yeah. Which it's a lot easier to do, like, and like get your playlist of radio stuff together and stuff like that. I do all the rinse shows off Serato. Yeah, I was gonna say, like, talking of radio, like, where are you out with rinse? I see you pop up quite sporadically on the rinse schedule. What's the deal? Is there like a thing when you say you can catch me on Thursdays at 2, or what's the deal? Because I always see like pop up and that's like, oh, that's this week, and then there might not be a next week. Yeah, at the moment it's we're doing once a month. I'm doing once a month, so it's the first Wednesday of the month, 12 midday till 2 p.m. Cool. And that's from the start of the year, so that's from now onwards. Nice. But, every now and again they do shout at me for a cover show, so it's like, oh, do you want to do tonight? Yeah. And I always say yes. So yeah, I do randomly do pop up on it, but the actual regular time slot is Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the month. Okay. 12 till 2. And how do you find that once a month slot in terms of like finding music and putting it all together and the sort of sound that you want to put out? I think I prefer the once a month actually, because I think I was doing it weekly for quite a while. But to fill 2 hours weekly, I really try and focus on new stuff. So I don't want to go and just play 2 months old songs in there. But having the monthly can kind of get me 2 hours of the best of that month effectively. Definitely. Rather than trying to pad like a show out with just like you're playing stuff because you think, oh, this is okay. I don't want to play sort of the mediocre stuff. I want to play 2 hours of what I really want to play rather than find a lot to fill it in. And how does it work for you finding music, Sammy? Like, obviously, you must get a healthy inbox of new music from producers and stuff. I literally, yesterday, I was like scheduling a rinse show for tomorrow. And even going through the promo inbox, I'm like, it's weird because my promo inbox is from when I was doing all sorts of genres as well. So I'm scrolling through and finding, here's a new, like, there could be any genre in the moment. Okay. But yeah, I'm so out of date with it. I need to go through and like sort it out. But yeah, in terms of a lot of it gets sent. Yeah. A lot of stuff that gets sent on like an A&R basis for the label stuff as well, which is nice to have. Yeah. Some unreleased stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Fill me in a little bit, because I hear a lot of people talk about you when it comes to labels and stuff, but I officially don't know what you're involved with and what you do. But everyone talks about you when it comes to labels or Spotify. So where did that association come from? I do label management. Okay. For a few different labels. It's something I've done for years. Yeah. So yeah, helping sort of labels get set up with different stores and distribution, stuff like that. Okay. So that's more kind of day job for me, really. But yeah, that I do like for maybe like 7 or 8 labels. Nice. What labels are they? First and foremost, LoveJuice stuff. Okay. I do something with Chrissy Chris, which is a dubstep thing, sort of drum bass music label. Machine Made Records, which is me and Chrissy, which is open format. Okay. Helping out House of Silk with their label. Yes. Another thing, doing some sort of future garagey stuff as well. So it's quite a wide thing, but yeah. Do you think that anything that you're passionate about, that you care about musically, you're like, yeah, I'll get involved with that. Yeah, as a little project. If it makes sense to me on the label level, I'm up for it. Now you mentioned LoveJuice. Mm-hmm. Tell me your involvement in LoveJuice first of all, because I don't know if, like, once again, I just see you like involved in doing a lot of things with so many different brands in the scene, but I don't officially know what the deal is. What's the deal? I've known the guys from LoveJuice for talking probably 10 years. I was playing for them when it was Sugar Heart every week.
Okay, yeah.
It's weird actually. I just played Sugar
I've
Heart.
seen you
Sunday.
back at Sugar Heart.
That's the first time I've actually been in there since probably 2012-ish.
Yeah, so I played there for New Year's this year, like seeing in 2020.
Good.
Yeah, they're doing bits. They're trying to revamp everything a little bit.
Yeah, they're going like real down that sort of like house route.
And it's like, because it's the same owners now as 338.
Yeah.
So, who
Big
knows
boots to
who
fill,
who knows the future of Sugar Heart, mate? It could be massive.
It's got good potential. I see they've got this courtyard thing, which I think we've got right, and I like that.
Yeah.
I thought that could be a good day party. And
definitely.
That. So, yeah, it's got mad potential. I like it.
Right. So yeah, you knew the guys from LoveJuice about 10 years ago, and then.
I was resident for them for the first.
Was it still LoveJuice at this point?
Yeah, it was LoveJuice.
Oh
yeah,
wow,
yeah,
okay. So LoveJuice is like 10 years deep. I didn't even know.
Yeah, it was 12th birthday this year. So yeah, it's 11 years in at the moment. But back then it was a weekly event every Sunday at Sugar Heart.
Mad.
But yeah, I was playing for them since the start. I can remember the first night weirdly, just going and playing to a few hundred people in Essex. But obviously it's a different animal now. But I do the label stuff for them, sort of A&R in label distribution, helping out with a few different bits.
Yeah.
But it's an enjoyable project.
How do you think the LoveJuice brand has changed and developed from 10 years ago? Because I'll be honest with you, I didn't know it was 10 years old. So
a lot of people don't.
So to hear that, it's like I always think of it maybe in the last 2 to 3 years, I would say it's exploded.
Definitely the last 2 to 3 years from going to doing from sort of 700-800 capacities to sort of 2,000 plus capacities. So yeah, definitely that's in the last 3 years really. From doing sort of like Essex clubs to doing festival tents, stuff like that. Yeah. So it's really taken off. Even with the stuff abroad as well, like the sort of Marbella, Ibiza this year as well. So it's just getting to a point where it's definitely getting there.
You can get a little plug in now if you want.
Oh, nice. Plug it in.
LoveJuice will be there in Marbella. Tickets are now available for our resident advisor.
I wish it was resident advisor, but it's not. It's definitely not. But yeah, got involved. Obviously played for them for years, but got involved more so in the last 3 or 4 years.
Okay.
Behind the scenes and doing the label stuff.
Nice. So, outside of music, Sammy, what's your life like? Obviously, I see you most weekends when you're at different events and I'm filming. And by the way, our interview from last year, numbers-wise, not bad.
Good.
5.4K.
Like that?
So I think it's top 5 on the channel. You're top 5.
Good, like that. But I'll take that. Who else you got?
I don't know who's top at the moment. The Martin Ikin ones is collecting a lot of pace now, which is weird because it's old and it hasn't been reposted.
I've got a collab with Martin coming.
Really?
Yeah, that's the next thing, hopefully. So.
Okay. What label?
LoveJuice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Big news.
Yeah, it's getting there. So yeah, just getting that one.
Big news. Yeah, he's doing bits
mate, he smashed it.
He had a bit of a quiet period.
It's long overdue for him as well.
And he's come back in a big way.
He's been doing this a long time as well, under a few different names and all that. So he's definitely someone who's more than due the success he's had now. So his weekends are mad. I'm seeing him in Toronto one day, Germany the next. I thought my life was stressful getting on planes and trains, but sometimes you look at that and think, maybe I'm alright.
Yeah, you said when we last spoke at Scala, you did 10 flights in a week or something like that. Is it more?
I mean, winter's been cool. The last sort of few months has been alright. I've not been on that many, but summer,
summer was mad for you.
Yeah, the summer schedule's always been a mad one. But even this year, I'm looking at some of the weekends in sort of June, July. I'm thinking that's 6 flights in a week. But I'm looking forward to it.
Obviously you look forward to it because it's what you dreamed about when you first start getting into it.
I could never have dreamed even the extent it got to, really. I didn't think... I never sat down and thought I want to get on 10 flights a week, but if I never thought I'd get to the point where there would be the demand to even get me to these places. So I'm lucky to be in a position where I can actually go and do Marbella this day, Malia the next day, straight back to London, then Ibiza on the Sunday. I'm lucky to be in a position where I've got that demand. So I'm not stressed about a few Ryanair flights. Worst case,
But how do you think how has basically your career shaped your personal life, Sammy, in terms of everyday living, working out late on the weekends, family stuff,
I mean,
because it's not something we really spoke about, but it's something that I'm only just starting to notice. The busier I get, and you know,
the balance. It's not an easy balance. I'm not going to shy away from that. It's not something you can't go out late on a weekend, working late, home late, eating badly, living like not well, and then pull it back in a weekday, and suddenly you get up at 7 and go to the gym. It's about finding a balance. But I mean, on like a day-to-day basis, I'm pretty much in the studio. Like I'm not. I play out twice a week. Yeah. So it's not like I'm out Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Like I used to be with the West End stuff. I've done all that where I was going out and playing Tuesday nights, Wednesday nights, Thursday nights. But not anymore. I'm playing Friday and Saturdays. In the summer, some sort of like Greek party island stuff in a week, but not loads of it. On a normal day, like I'm not going to pretend I'm out at
6 a.m. running 5 miles.
Yeah, I'll get up and do my 10k run at 5:30. But
10k.
I can only dream. But,
me too, mate. Don't worry.
No, that's. I mean, I get up 9, 10. I'm a late person regardless. Yeah. But get up 9, 10. I try and go gym.
Yeah.
I sometimes just go sauna and sit in it.
Right. You're there, innit?
Yeah, it's a start. It's better than.
And also, I think it's good when you get up and you first get out of the house.
Yeah, just go, like, get up.
For me, get up, get out straight away. Yeah, sets you up.
Just go there, shower there, get up and get on with it. It makes for a good day, doesn't it?
Yeah,
if you get that,
I think so.
Get that right. But yeah, on a day-to-day basis, I'm pretty much in the studio for most of it.
Where's the studio?
I'm in Hackney Wick.
Okay, cool.
It's a cool little area.
Drive down Hackney Wick.
Yeah, it's 20 minutes from me. I'm not far. So I get there. I'm there. I mean, I can be there late. Yeah. But I do try and
smash out a day shift.
Go in, do what's got to be done, and set a time to say, okay, let's like at least go home at a reasonable hour, get a decent night's sleep rather than.
Yeah, them 4, 5 a.m. ones.
I've done all that, and when after a certain amount of time, you're not really making anything good.
No, and your ears are switched off.
You've burnt it out for the day. You're not gonna like. Very rarely has something amazing come to me at 3:30 in the morning, having been there since 10. Like it's happened. I'm not gonna lie, it has, but like very rarely is the sort of the moment happened at 3:30 after a whole day of it. But on a day-to-day basis, I'm there. Go for something to eat there every now and again. Nice. But like just pretty much there. It's like having a 9 to 5, but at a studio. Okay. And then weekends.
How important do you think that's been towards your success?
What sort of producing?
Just the discipline of just sort of waking up, being in the studio.
I mean, you have to think of this like, I hate to use the word job, but I feel like you have to think of this as a job. Like I have to make, like every day I've got to make something, either progress on a tune, a new like start something else, or you've got to do something creative to do like what are you going to do today, which is going to help you get to where you want to be in 6 months. Like I try not to focus on where I want to be in a year. I try and focus on what am I doing today, which is going to benefit everything. But what's like literally what's today's task? Like, what can I accomplish today and get the most out of that day?
Something that benefits you.
Long term. But trying to focus on just like I don't want to think about where I want to be in 2 years. I want to focus more on what I can do today, which is going to help me get there in 2 years, rather than. I think it stops you procrastinating as well. Like if you're thinking about what like each and every day what you can do.
Do you have like a timescale on tunes where you think like, I've spent a week on that one, few sessions, that's done. Like how do you manage it? Because a lot of people that I speak to are very guilty of starting like 12 unfinished projects.
I've been there. I'm not gonna lie, but
how do you sort of stay on top? Do you have sort of 2, 3 on the go, and then you like might jump back to one?
I'm quite ruthless with it. Sometimes, like, if I'll do 2 or 3 sessions or something, and then if it gets to the point I'm doing 4 or 5, sometimes you might just think this ain't gonna work. Like, not every tune's gonna be worthy of going out. Do you know what I mean? I feel like a lot of people get tied into sort of like, I've invested this much time into a tune, I have to finish it, I have to put it out. Sometimes it's not. Yeah, it's just not the one. It's not the one. You can't force it. You can't. This is not like a. It's creative industry. You can't think, okay, this is gonna like this has to go out. This has to get on this label and stuff like that.
That's a lot of pressure that people put on themselves now.
Like, I think a lot of people think, okay, I need to get on this date, like
this label, and it has to be on this, and it's like a single release, or it has to be an EP on that label, and I'm gonna wait, and I don't want to release on that label because then that label won't have me. And
yeah, I think the second you start making music, with like you stop making music for you, which I feel that was. I've been there as well. I've been in the position where I'm trying to make commercial crossover stuff where you're just making music to feel like a certain criteria, which I think that can suck the fun out of it quite quickly. If you're trying to tick too many boxes with a record, you're focused too much on ticking that box rather than just doing something which you enjoy. Which I started this as a fun thing. I enjoy doing it. I don't want to have to make, this has to go like this has to sound like that because that sound fits that label or something like that. And otherwise, you might end up making a song which just sounds like 10 other songs they've got. Like,
At one point in your career, did you feel like you had to do that though?
I mean, I've had commercial singles, and this wasn't something that come naturally to me. Like I'm not a trained musician. My music theory is pretty basic at best. I'm still sitting there on Google working out what's scales. Like I'm not a trained pianist. I can't sit there and play a million keys. I can pen them in and work it out, and I can work out when it sounds bad. But it was trial and error for years in terms of trying to get like to make commercially viable music was the big step.
It's another
for me.
level up.
Yeah, like I was always someone who can sit and get an a cappella and chop it up and make a club song, which that was the fun element to me. That was always the most fun thing. But when you get major labels involved and you get the clout that comes with that, they want
music.
Yeah, they want music and
not beats.
Yeah, you
that's the simple layman's terms of it. I think is that the stuff that goes in the chart and gets radio play is music.
Yeah,
and the stuff that goes off in clubs or raves are beats.
It's beats, yeah.
Predominantly.
I mean, I got into this to do beats effectively, and then ended up getting a deal off of something which was an instrumental randomly. But I mean that picked up weight and
go on, so run me through what happened with that one. So you made,
I sampled Apache.
Oh, of course, that was huge, wasn't it? That tune.
Yeah, sampled that.
I like what we started.
Yeah, that was after. We put the top line up. That was songwriting sessions.
All right, cool. So you made the beat. You sampled the dun, dun, dun. Mate, that was ringing off like everywhere for a little bit.
This is 2017.
Yeah.
So it's been a while.
Yeah.
But
mate, that was like a whole like. Now I think back on it, that was like a whole like frenzy about that tune. Like it was everywhere.
I made this as a free download. Like I just thought, I just didn't think. I didn't think anyone would even bother clearing the sample. It's a free download. It's on SoundCloud. Have it for free.
There you go.
Hope for the best.
Yeah.
And then Danny Howard played it. It got sort of Radio 1 Ibiza Weekender and stuff like that. And then it was like, I had record labels coming to me, which I've never had before. Okay. Like people going, what's the deal with this? And I was like, you can get it for free on SoundCloud if you want it. But I never had that. So it was the first time I've ever like had that conversation in terms of like, oh my God, you got to clear this sample, you've got to clear this publishing and stuff like that, which was like, to me, was a whole new world.
And do you have to do that all on your own? There's no...
No, obviously, when they get involved, them conversations start and they helped out with that. I wouldn't even know where to start at that point. But that at that stage, that was a whole new world to me. I didn't even understand how sample clearance and publishing and all that sort of, and getting replays to sort of avoid clearing the masters and stuff like that. I didn't understand any of that at the time. So the learning curve was real steep for me going into that, for someone who just put a song out for free. Did
you at any point have to like remake?
Yeah, it's a replay, that is. Right. Because I think the master's owned by someone and the publishing's owned by someone else.
Okay.
So in order to clear the publishing, you can replay the sample.
Right.
I'm not capable to replay that sample and make it sound exactly like the actual sample, but there are companies that do that.
Okay.
For a healthy fee.
Yeah.
But these companies are incredible, and it come back like the tune. Yeah, you'd hear the sample and you think that's just the sample, but it's actually someone's replayed that.
Okay.
It's an amazing skill set to have.
Yeah, of course.
And there's companies out there that do replay stuff which are amazing. Even re-sings, like if you want to get something re-sung, there's someone who's going to re-sing it.
That's sick.
And sound
just as good,
almost identical as the person who recorded it.
Yeah.
But going into that world, that was a whole new world for me, and getting Kiss playlist and stuff like that. That was all that was news to me. I've never had that sort of success. So but also with that success comes the pressure of having another one.
The follow-up.
That was a big step for me. Like getting people in to do sessions, songwriting sessions, and getting in top liners. And I've never done that.
Right. So you had like a whole studio session then when you're like inviting people in and...
Yeah. I went from just doing sessions or just being me in a room making beats.
Yeah.
Which is that was what I signed up. Like, that's what I like doing.
Yeah.
Suddenly within 6 months, I'm in with 2 top liners and a singer, which...
Sick.
And then the pressure's on because you've got to then make music
Yeah,
there and then. Like,
deliver.
It's I've done stuff like writing camps and stuff like that when you sort of do like 3 or 4 sessions a day with 2 top liners, 1 singer, and it's enjoyable, but the learning curve's quick.
Yeah.
And for someone who's not got a super musical background, like in terms of okay, change the key of that, okay, give me 10 minutes, I can go in and do that. But it was quick to go from sort of making just almost not just instrumental stuff with a little vocal chop or something like that, going from that to okay, cool, now you've got to make a whole song. This person's a top liner, she's going to write that, this guy's going to sing that, and at the end of the day you're coming back with the A&R's going, okay, cool, how's the song sounding?
And which, you're like, give me another week.
Yeah, I'm thinking, okay, I need to like, it's quite time dependent. They want you to hear it straight away, which I've never had that sort of pressure before.
Yeah, usually you're just making stuff. You're like, yeah, that's cool, that's ready to go.
If I don't like something, I might sit in it for a week and come back to it. This was suddenly like, okay, how's that song sounding? Which to me was...
How does it work for you engineer-wise, Sammy? Do you know like your way around stuff? Do you like basic mix down, mastering?
Yeah, I can get stuff to I'm getting stuff to a club level, which I'm happy with. I mean, that's another thing. I was always making stuff which I can get stuff ready to play in a club, which sounds good to me, but then making stuff sound as polished as a commercial radio record was then
another step up.
Yeah, that was another world to me, which I had to learn that very quickly. Like I could compare a club song to another club song which is out, and it sounds sonically you're halfway there, or you're sonically similar, but then suddenly you're comparing yourself to a whole different market of music, which has sometimes been mixed by the top mix engineers in the country. You're comparing your stuff to that, and it was like, okay, maybe I'm here, and some of these guys are up there. Like it's a whole nother ball game, which is good because it's good pressure and it makes you learn.
Yeah. How do you go about learning? Like you said, Google. Did you like sit there on YouTube? Have you looked at any courses? Like,
I mean, I've originally done a course. Originally, when I first started doing this, I learned something called SAE.
Okay.
It's a thing in Kingsland Road, but it was really basic in terms of like the actual thing. I think now like you'd be better off going on YouTube and learning it. But I'm super on the comparison. All I was doing was sort of getting a big commercial dance record and A and B in it, cost like sort of literally sitting there playing their one, playing my one, and thinking, okay, what's mine lacking to get to that next level? Which suddenly you learn there's a lot more goes into this than just having a bass line and a sample and a kick and some drums. Like this was like actual, like the musicality of something stepped up massively, which it was a big learning curve for me to sort of get from doing club ready stuff up to doing commercial, potentially daytime radio level stuff, which it was a fun learning curve, but it was a big jump for me.
Something you're not looking to do again straight away, or if it happens, it happens.
I feel it's something you can't force. I learned that quite quickly. Sometimes I was going into sessions with the sort of view to make commercial crossover records, which I don't think you should go into these sessions thinking that. I think you should just go into sessions thinking whatever comes out of this, comes out of this. If it's a club record, it's a club record. If it's a crossover record, happy days. You shouldn't... I feel the pressure of having a crossover record would probably make the record worse. Like,
yeah, definitely. I think it's something that a lot of people are trying to do because obviously you see the benefits of having a huge commercial record can do so much for as a DJ career, but it's hard to do, and also I think it's hard to hold your original artist like sound and mentality
when you're trying to tick that box.
When you're trying to tick that box, because it's like, you know, you play it all the time. You know what elements of a tune will make a rave work. And obviously that's one of the benefits of being a DJ. But when people are driving in their car,
what's going to work for them. Yeah, of course.
What's going to work? It's two very different things.
I mean, sometimes I felt myself going too far into that world, like sort of the commercial world, and I'm thinking, if I make this and I wouldn't play it in a club, where do I stand? Like, I shouldn't make, like, if I make a commercial record and it's not even, like, I can't play it in my own sets, like, something's going wrong there to me. Like, imagine you signed up to see, like, say so-and-so was your favourite DJ and he turned up there and he didn't play the record you like. That would be like a...
Well, do you know who did that to me? Like, massively, but not personally, but Route 94, mate. Route 94 made My Love, when that come out. Like, huge tune in the summer, everyone was banging it. Mate, I went to go and see him play at Hideout. He's playing, like, minimal tech, deep, like... I was like, this is sick, but where's My Love, man? I want to have a little sing-song. Like... He did it, smashed that one record, and then just got straight back to underground beats.
I think you put, like, I mean, I know Root, but he probably never sat down and said. He probably never made that with the intentions of it going where it went. Obviously, Jess Glynn wasn't Jess Glynn then. It wasn't like you wasn't. He probably never sat down and said, "Oh, cool, I want a huge radio smash." Yeah, which it turned into. So that's what he made, and what come of it.
It was a huge tune.
Yeah, but I mean, sometimes people do remember them ones. Oh, I went to see so-and-so play and he didn't play any of his own songs. And it's like, he could be super bored of it by now. Imagine you made this 5 years ago and you've been playing it every week for 5 years straight.
That's how...
Sometimes you might not want to play it.
That's how Edge and Dance feel about Lost.
I can imagine, like...
They said they'll never play Lost again in another set.
Just, you're over it and that's it now. You're done with it. I'm not playing it no more.
But there's still people that ask.
I can imagine.
When I've been with them and we were at Hideout and there's one girl literally come to the side of the stage and was like, "You didn't play Lost."
And sometimes people are really offended that they like, or people be like really upset that they didn't play it.
Do you know what Kanye says? Do you go into the Apple store? Can you see the iPhone 4 on display?
I'm stealing that.
It's so good, isn't it? I know. It's relevant to so many things.
It works.
It's relevant to so many things. You heard it here, Max's House podcast. Yeah,
no, that's a fantastic one. I actually love that.
I think it's really good though. Like, I think it really sums up where people are as creatives, especially as DJs, especially with this whole like, the deep house sound from 2012 and all this. Like, things have changed. It's all changed. Like, it's 2020.
At what point would they stop playing the big record? Like, if you have a smash hit, at what point do you stop playing that?
Well, I don't know, isn't it? Like, there's some tunes that are timeless.
They're timeless, yeah. But say you go and sign up to see Calvin Harris play Vegas. Does he just play?
What does he play now? I don't know.
I've seen him play a lot of different stuff, but I mean, say you sign up to go and see him at Omnia or wherever. Say you go there. Does he just play 2 hours of his own hits? Because he could quite easily do 2 hours of his own music, which is all top 10 level stuff. Yeah. Like. Does he play Born in the 80s? Where does this stop? Do you know what I mean? Like, at what point do you say, actually, no, I'm gonna stop playing that? I think it's the same with like with singer-songwriters, bands. Like, if you go and see Ed Sheeran, he's not going to perform he might perform one or two of his old things. You're not going to go and see him play all of his old stuff. Like,
it's funny you mentioned Ed Sheeran because I was coming back from Bath on the weekend. And my mum was driving and she's got her iPhone synced up with the Bluetooth and that. And she goes, I'm going to put on some Ed Sheeran. Mate, have you listened to that Compilations album?
Yes.
The newest one?
Yeah.
If you're like someone like Ed Sheeran, and you decide to show off to everybody in the world, and just literally take the piss with every feature that you can get, then I don't think you could do it better.
No.
I don't think anybody could do it better.
Have you heard the other the other one?
He's done a few other bits. He's done the UK one, didn't he?
Yeah, because he had like Devlin, Wiley was on one of them, JME was on one.
Because then Wiley started the beef, didn't he?
Yeah, because they've got songs together. Do you know what I mean? It's not like a...
He's like, when you shouted me, like I was there for verse, but now I shout you, you know what it is, bro? It's stuff with the label.
Oh yeah, I can imagine. But it's weird. I see him play so long ago. I see him play Proud in Camden when they wasn't even doing club nights then.
Yeah.
They were just doing live nights.
Okay.
But I see him play to probably about 50 people on like an open mic night. This is before SBTV, before...
Yeah, that SBTV video was massive. With the looping pedal was...
Yeah. I just see him just do the loop thing with just there with a... It was like an open mic night. Anyone could get up and... It was like spoken word, bit of rap, bit of singer-songwriter stuff. And he got up and done You Need Me with all the covers in it, done the finishing bit where he does 50 Cent, Tiny Temper, done like a little reggae thing as well. Absolutely smashed it. And I thought he's gonna go somewhere 100%.
Someone else told me he was giving away CDs outside the Electric Brixton.
I bought the CD for £5 off him. Like literally, the CD had no branding, nothing. It was just literally like a copied disc, no name on it, nothing. Just £5. I think he ran out of the ones that he had like were actually branded,
or printed.
Like actually, I think it was called like a Loose Change EP or something like that. It was literally just 5 songs.
Mad.
But just literally just bought off him outside Proud Camden for £5.
Yeah, I mean, he's someone that was destined.
Oh, 100%. He was always going to go. Like, it was a matter of time. Like, he was playing everywhere. Like, I see him playing like pubs at one point. Like, I'm thinking he's like, if anywhere gave him a stage, he'd do it.
Yeah, and I think also that really helps you learn your craft, man.
Oh, he nailed it.
Like, because as a performer, if you've done, small 100-cap venues, stage, whatever, shit sound, like...
Yeah.
The minute you get to the point where you've got a sound engineer who's going to do this...
this mad professional.
Can you imagine the quality of, work that you can put out when you're working with other professionals like that? And you've got someone else to do, like, you do that, you do that. Like, what do you listen to outside of, like, house music and, like, just on... What's on your, like, Spotify playlist?
Oh, mate, if I'm in the car, I listen to talk radio.
Do you?
I don't.
That's because you're old, isn't it?
My news fix in, bit of politics. I listen to LBC.
LBC's lit, isn't it? Yeah.
I listen to LBC a lot.
Have you ever rang in?
Nah.
Never. I've been involved, mate. I've got the number saved on my phone, mate.
Bit of James O'Brien on the Thursday morning. No, I couldn't. I don't think I'd call in.
Sometimes it's just a little bit too politics for me.
People get very opinionated on there. But I like having something. I don't want to go and listen to music all the time. So if I've done 6 hours in the studio, 7 hours in the studio, I don't want to hear tech house for another hour driving home. I'd rather hear.
What about TV? Do you watch TV? Netflix?
I haven't got Netflix.
No Netflix?
No Netflix.
You must have a girl's account that you use secretly.
No. People talk about all these things on Netflix and I just go, oh yeah, and pretend like I know what's going on. But people talk about, I'm watching this series, I'm watching that series. I've got no idea what.
No Love Island?
No.
Nothing.
I couldn't think of anything worse than watching Love Island, man. I don't even get the concept of it. I don't even know what the actual concept is.
I'll be honest, I'm involved, but I'm not involved.
When you say involved, would you watch it every day?
I don't sit down at 9 p.m. to watch it.
Watch it on
I've got it series link. I've got the ITV hub.
When it saves all
I've got the ITV hub on my phone. If at some point...
It's serious.
No, it's not serious.
Big investment this is.
No, because it's like, if I've got a period in the day,
yeah,
I might go 3 days without watching it. But then you're
going to binge watch it.
I'll catch up when I've got a bit of time. I'm not like I've got to sit down at 9 o'clock to catch up with everyone.
I can't believe I missed it, yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not that.
But you can find out, if you just went on Twitter, you'd find out what happened anyway, surely.
Yeah, I know, you got to be selective when you go on Twitter. I'm new to using Twitter. I've had Twitter for a long time, but I like it. And I've only recently started to like it.
It's a good source of news. Depends on what you like as news, but yeah, like
I think you can make more realistic connections on Twitter.
Oh yeah, I agree actually.
Like, and the people that you follow, you almost get very industry.
Oh yeah, cool, yeah.
And that's obviously the people that I want to kind of be around and connect with. So. Yeah, I've been using a little bit of Twitter, but mate, Instagram is just...
You have to do it, It's
just the one, isn't
it? It's such a time-consuming thing, though. Like
it is, and it's time-consuming for, I think, the wrong reasons. I'll go onto Instagram to show you, for example, to show you something, and I'll get distracted by something else. And then I haven't even done what I was meant to do, and now I've wasted 5 minutes of my life, and I still haven't looked at the original thing. Do you have
the thing on your phone which tells you the screen time?
It's there, but I don't know.
It's scary. Like
seriously. What are you chilling at? Do you know?
Because if you go through it and it tells you how long you spent on certain apps, and sometimes you check it and think, I could have done so much better stuff with my time than whatever I've done on that. But even from my perspective, like having something like finding stuff to post on Instagram every day, it's a lot of work. Sometimes you got to find something.
It must be, to be honest with you. Like I've got to be honest, because I've always like come at this kind of thing with the whole content angle. I've always been very spoiled for content, mate, to be honest with you. And I really enjoy creating content, ultimately. Like, I love DJing, I love making music as well, but I find myself doing a lot more in terms of content creation, whether it be for myself or for other brands or people, rather than being able to just make music. I'd love to be able to make music. Sometimes there's been times when I've wanted to make a beat, but I've got these videos. I've got these videos to get back, and editing's not natural to me. Like I didn't learn any. I'm looking at a course. There's a 4-day course. There's a 4-day course in London because, mate, obviously I always want to better myself. Do you know what I mean? And also I want to be open to working with like big companies and stuff like that, as in terms of like content director or something like that. Do you know what I mean? Where's my next progression? Obviously, like that's a big thing that I always want to think about, because as much as I love doing what I do, like how do I go up to the next level financially? Do you know what I mean? Because ultimately, when this become a business, it's like it comes down to money, doesn't it?
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, there's a few courses that I'm looking at: Photoshop and Premiere Pro.
I used to do graphic design stuff.
Really?
But yeah, like just through like not wanting to pay graphic designers, I thought I'll just...
Graphic designers are doing...
myself.
If you're a graphic designer in the scene right now, yeah, you're having it off. You're doing bits.
Because every day is a different artwork. You got to do.
I know designers that are charging 500 minimum for a package.
Can be stressful though.
Oh, massively, yeah.
It was more stressful before when you had like print deadlines and stuff like that. You have to be like, oh my God, this has to go to print in the next 6 minutes, otherwise we're gonna miss. We can't get the flyers for the weekend. Or it was always stress. But I mean, yeah, you can learn it. It's not that. It's not.
Yeah, I mean, I'm enjoying the challenges. It's not as enjoyable as like sitting there and making beats. What do you use to make beats?
I've been through everything. I started on Reason.
Okay.
Doing dubstep stuff.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Reason.
I don't think I do either, really. At the time, I thought I knew it. It's come a long way, actually. It's not like before. Reason was dead simple when I was on it. You couldn't even use VSTs and stuff. It was just you had Reason plugins and that was it.
Yeah.
Which was good because you had to master them plugins.
What was there? Yeah.
Rather than having like access to 500 different VSTs and stuff like that. So that was kind of like, it was good because you learnt sort of basic synthesis on something which wasn't that complicated.
Yeah.
Where now you've got VSTs which do everything, which is like the learning curve's way steep. But then move from Reason to Logic. That's when I done a course on Logic and learnt that. But there was focus on like stuff which wasn't really relevant to what I was. Like I'd done a course on Logic, which like some of the classes was learning how to like mic up a band.
Okay, yeah.
Which I mean,
you're never gonna do.
I'd be surprised if I ever have to mic up a band again. It was interesting because it makes you learn a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, like learning things which are like, I don't know, Sussex dumping MIDI data back onto a synth. I've never done that since.
Yeah.
It's almost like I learned a lot of stuff which is kind of irrelevant to what I actually needed to learn. Like we spent weeks learning how to synthesize a kick drum when in reality is you go you grab a
909.
You grab a very good kick drum and use that. Like,
do you know what? But there are people out there that they're really against that, aren't they?
Oh yeah,
I don't like them people, just to let you all know. But like the people that sit there and spend like 2 hours making a kick drum.
That's what we were learning.
I don't like them people. No, I don't. Listen, I've got a friend, yeah, and he knows who he is. But I love him. He's one of the most talented individuals that I think I've ever met. Knowledge is supreme. Like when it comes to the engineering stuff, the EQ, all of that, unreal. But mate, I can make a tune in the same time he's made a kick drum.
I think a lot of these people will spend a lot of time making tunes with no final project or there's no output.
But I think these people are the engineers of the scene.
Yeah.
And I think
there's
other people that are producers. And I don't think you can be a really good engineer and a really good producer.
Just having that like point where you can say, okay, I've done enough now.
Just get to the point where like, that's healthy, that sounds nice, good, that's crunchy, that's good, whatever. And then, either like send off for mastering or whatever. But yeah, the people that love to spend 2 hours creating a kick drum and all that, like,
I mean, very rarely if you look back on a tune, I don't know, say a tune's come out and it's done half well, you don't look back on it and think, I would have done a bit better if I changed that clap. If the side changed a little bit more. Yeah, if that bass had an extra 2 dB out of it, would it have got 3 places higher on Beatport? It's almost like sometimes you've got to let the public decide. Like, if that like just put it out and see what people think of it. Like, if you spend too long stressing over it, you're not going to get anything out. So,
what do you think of the whole Beatport chart stuff? Like where Beatport is at right now?
It's so influential, more so than ever, I think, in terms of bookings. And I mean, we get sent stuff to book people based around, like, we've got agents sending through beat stats figures and stuff like that. I've never seen people, like, agents send out. People, like, you always had agents send out, they're on this playlist, they're on that radio, they're on this. They've got this many million streams, they've had this sort of UK chart success, whatever. Now we're actually within all that, you're getting agents sending out, this is where they are in Beatport in the last 6 months, this is where they are in the last 12 months.
When do you think that changed, Sammy? Because like, obviously you've been around for a little bit to see how things have changed with the whole streaming and all that kind of stuff.
I mean, I feel that more so than ever, like, promoters and bookers are paying attention to Beatport, where the general public are just on Spotify listening to whatever playlist.
It's different market, innit?
Different market, and I feel it's important. I feel you've got to have both. It's not like, I don't think you can sit here and just pay attention to download stores like Beatport. You have to pay attention to everything. But yeah, in terms of actual what's converting into actual bookings is Beatport in my eyes. If you can smash that, I feel the bookings will be where they need to be. But then in terms of like general public, Spotify, Apple Music, SoundCloud, YouTube, it's not like there's no one route to this. But yeah, Beatport, in terms of actually getting work, I think Beatport is the place. Obviously,
you've been an artist as well as now being on the sort of other side, being involved with booking artists. What I'd like to know is, when does management get involved, or when did it get involved for you, and how do you think management kind of helped?
I mean, it definitely helped me. I've always been doing, like, every day I've had a different hat on, a promoter, whether it be bookings, label management, DJing, production, just in terms of just like streamlining what I do on a day-to-day. And especially when I started doing sessions, like, I wasn't able to sort sessions, or like that was a new world to me, and agreeing sort of like publishing splits with songwriters, stuff like that. That was a complete new world to me. At that point, I needed management. And just on a day-to-day, like, what I was actually like, without that direction, I'd go in and work on whatever I fancied working on, which was fun. Like, it was great. But then in the reality of it, it should be, okay, what's next up? What needs, like, this remix is priority, that this needs to be done by that time. Like, you need to have an option ready for that point, or you need to have this top line done by that point. You need to rewrite that by that point. It's
like an organizer of your life, basically.
Yeah, and otherwise, I think it's the same with any creative person. You can just do whatever you feel, whatever you fancy. You feel like you're self-employed. You can do what you want, but I still can. But like, it's still having like direction and having people to say, okay, let's work on that project. Because if you don't, like, you'll miss out on certain things. And I've been there to a point where if you might spend a whole day with an hour working on 6 tunes rather than putting all your effort into one and trying to get one over the line or trying to get something finished, which I feel is important, but I also feel people rush into it. Like, I don't think I did.
I think people have wrong expectations of management, from my opinion. I feel like the role of a manager is a little bit misunderstood.
Yeah, like, what are you expecting from them? Like,
I think some people want managers to get them gigs.
It's just not going to happen. It's not. Yeah, that's not. Even with, like, even having a booking agent like that, you've still got to be doing what you're doing. You could sign with a booking agency or sign with talent management and expect them to just fill your calendar, which that's never gonna be the case. You still got to be the product. You still got to have this going on, that going on. You still got to tick these boxes. You're not going to suddenly you're not going to sign with a hot agency and suddenly walk into a full calendar. I mean, it's probably happened. But it's rare. Yeah. Like, it's not.
Maybe off the back of a big tune, off the back of a big.
If you've got that success, it's gonna help. But you can't rely upon an agent to make you busy. Like, you're relying upon yourself, your own platform, your own socials, what you're going on, what your output is. they're not just going to suddenly magically fill the diary. It's just not going to happen.
If you could work with any artist, other DJ, other producer, who would you want to be working with?
It's a big question.
I know. A lot of people don't like this question either.
I always like someone like Diplo for me has got it all. Because he's done all, like, it's a similar thing where the guy's done every genre.
Yeah.
And I feel you could walk in a room with Diplo and you've got no idea what's going to come out. Like, it's not like, I don't know, he's got like a house banger out now. Yeah,
hip-hoppy, kind of trappy
like,
stuff.
And all this sort of major laser, like, reggaeton influence stuff. You don't know what's going to come out of it. And I feel that to me will be, like, that's just mad exciting to the point where you've got, like, you'd walk in the room, but anything could come out of this. It could be like, you don't even know what tempo to start at. That's like, that to me is dead exciting. Like, it's not like going in with like, okay, we're gonna make a tech house song.
1, 2, 6.
Yeah. Sticking to this, like, I feel with someone like that, there's gonna be no rules.
Do you find you're playing a little bit faster now, tempo wise?
I feel I've always played a bit fast, like maybe too fast a while ago, but I feel it's definitely going up.
It's getting there, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. I mean, some of the stuff now, I'm looking at some of the stuff on Beatport. I see people out putting stuff at 130. I'm thinking, this is quick.
129 is the one.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, there's something special that happens when you play at 129.
Really?
Yeah, honestly, 129 is like my new tempo.
Sticking to that.
Yeah, it's popping. But also, I'm not really on Beatport now. No? I'm using Bandcamp, mate.
Supporting the artists like that.
But also, just all right. Listen, the platform is not as easy to use. You don't find stuff as easy as Beatport, but the stuff that you do find is very worth digging for. It's
better percentage-wise for artists and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's good for artists because it's all like self. But mate, you get some like dubs and remixes that have never.
Because you can't put it on Beatport.
Yeah, have never been approved. But you listen to them, they're like, raw. There's a couple of like little cheesy ones that I've got that I will get an opportunity to play. One of them is ABBA. Give me.
You can't. Yeah, you're not gonna have that.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. But I'm looking forward to the opportunity that I get to play it. And then the other one is Jocelyn Brown.
Some bold samples here. Yeah.
Some bold, loud ones.
I like things like that.
Game changers.
Yeah.
They're the ones that you drop in your set and people remember it.
It's a bit of a moment.
Have you got a set that comes to mind for you when you think back, like, wow, that was special?
I think maybe Creamfields, that was a big one. So like, I feel that there's something special about like the northern mentality and a big festival like that is like, I've done loads of festivals, but that was like a different level where I think people just go there with a different outlook. Yeah. It was like everyone's birthday at the same day. It was that sort of
That's
level.
a really nice description, actually.
It was everyone's birthday on the same day. It was mad.
Yeah.
It wasn't even warm. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't even like it wasn't. I wasn't freezing, but it wasn't like, it was like half
bit
rainy.
Grey,
Yeah, bit rain.
Rain.
It wasn't a bit overcast.
Bit England.
Yeah, a bit UK.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it literally, even driving up there, it was almost like a party at every service station going up there. Like I flew back from Marbella, no sleep, straight from the club, landed at Stansted and thought I've got to drive to like basically Liverpool now. I didn't even stay there. I had to drive back.
You were driving yourself?
Yeah.
You drive a lot in it. I see on your...
Yeah,
you drive to all your bookings and stuff.
Yeah, I'm driving everywhere. It's not...
we need to do a day in the life... We need to do a night in the life of Sammy Porter. When you got a manic weekend...
Mate,
there's a lot, I know, yeah. But shout me, we're going to do a little Sammy Porter vlog.
I've got a good one coming up in... we've got Electric Brixton coming up for the repeat show, which is like the sort of throwback classic music.
Yeah, is that 29th?
29th,
yeah. I'm doing an event that day as well. But mate, is that in the evening though?
Nah, daytime that is. It's 2 till 10 and I've got to go, I'm going straight to Leeds for something up there which looks mad, so that was a good one, but that's a bit of a mad one.
Where's your favourite place in the UK to play?
So many, man. That's a good question now.
Yeah. Just came
I spend a lot of my time, like a lot of my weekend stuff is out of London.
Yeah.
And I love the London scene. I do loads of it, but I do feel there's some of the places up north have got a big buzz at them. I do like a lot of them. A lot of the Birmingham after hours stuff is really good, man. Like, they've got a really strong sort of like after party scene from like 4 a.m. onwards, which to me is like, it's strong up there. I like it.
Sick, innit?
Yeah.
Have you played many sets like obscure hours of the morning?
Yeah, maybe too many. But yeah, not as much recently. But yeah, I've done a lot of after party stuff. I like the after hour mentality. Like I like that as a concept.
Well, you know the people that are there, they're serious, innit?
Yeah.
Like they ain't going home.
Yeah, they're not going home. Yeah.
And also, there's no rules. You can pretty much play
as you want. Yeah.
As wild as you want, really.
I like that.
Yeah.
It's a good vibe. You can't really beat that sort of 4 or 5 in the morning sort of stuff. Like it's hard to go wrong.
Yeah, it's sick.
I feel that mentality is stronger up north than it is in London, though. Really.
Ooh, could start a big debate, that one.
Kind of nice, controversial, but I feel that after party stuff's more. It's more accepted there in my eyes. Like the sort of out and under stuff is more like.
Have you ever done an afters in someone's kitchen and just gone back and played?
Not doing house music actually, but we used to do it for like student parties.
Yeah.
Where whoever like we used to promote student events, and where whoever like whatever flat sold the most tickets, we used to go and do a party in their halls. Mad. Yeah, like it was like in university halls. Like whatever flat sold the most £3.50 tickets to a student rave or whatever it was, they used to win an after party where we'd go and supply. Would go Tesco, buy them some drink, and do a party in
That's a sick concept.
Yeah, it was good.
I bet you must.
It got out of hand though, but yeah, especially like halls of residence. This is you're talking like 10 years ago now, but it got out of hand quick.
Yeah, we did
some decks to someone's flat and next to someone's like university halls. Next thing you got like 300 people there, and next thing is
was there police involved?
No, I never got that bad.
Oh mate, we did a live stream. Shout out Cass. We did a live stream at his flat before he decided to leave. But we did it all properly. So you imagine, mate, we set up on the kitchen counter. We had 2 Technics 1210s. There was a rotary mixer, 2 CDJ 2000 X's, all the lights, my cameras. We were proper. And we started early. It was lovely. We had a bit of barbecue.
When you say early, what's like daytime?
Like, 2 p.m. And I said, listen, at 11 o'clock, I'm done. I go, because I'm not putting my business brand to this.
Yeah.
Because, bro, if you just Google... House 559 Music Limited. You can find out my address. You can find out who I am, and I don't want to be seen to be supporting this in any kind of way. But obviously, as the days gone on, bro, we started drinking, we started chilling, and more people have come, and it was just a really cool vibe. So anyway, I'm upstairs. I'm chilling out. I'm a little bit tired at this point. Yeah, I'm chilling out, and I'm like, oh shit, it's 11 o'clock. I'm gonna go down and set everything up, like take everything away. So I've gone downstairs. Started undoing the lights, turning everything. Obviously, they still want to do the music. I said, that's cool. I just don't want anything with House 559 on.
Yeah, cool. So, get the brand out.
Mate, so I've started doing stuff, but I've got distracted. I'm talking to someone, whatever. Mate, the next thing I know, there's 2 coppers standing in the flat, right by the decks. Like, what's going on here then? Everyone's like panicked, like shit themselves properly. But they were really cool. No arrests were made. The music got turned down. They didn't say turn it off.
Play ball.
Yeah.
Play nice.
Play some nice stuff. But yeah, mate, there was a photo that I put up on my Facebook on like the day after the event, and it was just, mental.
If you invite your neighbours, you can't go too badly wrong.
Yeah, he said he put letters out and stuff, but I mean, mate, if you were next door, it was like proper, like minimal, like beats, just like
There's a limit
good
to
party.
This,
Good party, good live stream as well. But the Wi-Fi, because there was no signal, everyone started logging onto the Wi-Fi, and then we just found more and more problems as the thing got on. But yeah, sick. Big up, Cass. That was very. That
was a brave move.
That was. Obviously, he was leaving, so he didn't really care too much. But it was sick. You know, like the kind of like Surrey Keys, line around that kind of side. It's like on the river. Yeah, it was. Nice. It was a good little setting. It was a good little setting. Sammy, you've done like so much already, bruv. What more would you like to achieve, like, professionally?
Mate, I still feel like I'm miles off it.
Really?
But, I mean, it's where I've done so many different things, and like I've always kind of moved with it. I feel like I'm still, like I'm not new to this, but like I'm still early in terms of what I actually want to achieve in this.
Okay.
I've jumped into doing sort of like some commercial crossover stuff quite early in sort of the world of me doing house music. I still feel there's a lot for me to go in terms of having quality club stuff.
Yeah.
and then making stuff which has got crossover potential still, which still works in clubland. I feel there's a big gap for that. I've always liked vocal stuff, so having like club records with vocals, I still feel I haven't accomplished that.
Yeah.
I've had the commercials, like some half commercial success with sort of more crossover stuff, daytimey sort of radio stuff. But yeah, being able to sort of have my foot in both worlds, that's important for me. Like having my club hat on, doing the club stuff, but then still being able to sort of dip my toe back into the more sort of commercially viable records. Yeah. And do it in a way which I'm happy with, rather than having to make super commercial sounding stuff or super club sounding stuff, having sort of a mix of both. Yeah. I'm excited to sort of go down and do some more club stuff this year, because I feel like I've been in a record deal for a while I'm very grateful for having that opportunity to have that sort of that major label machine behind your records and stuff.
How did your label deal work out? Because I understand they're very personal things.
Yeah,
it's a lot of different artists.
I mean, if you was looking to, like, when you go into these things, you've got to think to yourself, okay, what am I, like, first of all, am I able to fulfill what they want, like in terms of the commercially viable stuff? Am I able to step up and do this level of music, which to me at first I struggled with, like in terms of making commercially viable records and getting that crossover potential stuff. They give you a huge opportunity to like sort of catapult you in front of potentially millions of people quite quickly. And I always felt I feel like if I'd done that first, I can always come back to doing club and then dip my toe into the commercial thing.
Definitely.
Because that's going to give you the name you want, effectively, like, and give you that clout early on.
Essentially, the club stuff is always a backup, isn't it? Like, if you think of it.
Yeah,
like that.
I mean, the club stuff for me is a lot easier than doing the commercial stuff.
Yeah.
But in terms of getting, like, especially international stuff, like having that major label machine behind you and having people like sort of get you in these playlists and get you in front of this many people in like a short space of time, I feel that's definitely helped. But yeah, the label deals is complicated because you're always trying to fulfill
someone else's wants, basically.
I mean, yeah, you don't want to get to the point where you're making music which doesn't please yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, major labels want commercially successful records. They don't want to send you, like, I couldn't send a 5-minute instrumental to Sony and expect them to pick it up and go, oh, this is amazing. Like, but yeah, make music which I can play still, but then also make music which fulfills someone listening at 4 p.m. on a Saturday to Radio 1 or Kiss. Like, make music which ticks that box as well.
Do you remember when you first got, like, a major radio play?
Yeah, I actually do. It's the first person to play. I think the first person to play any of my stuff was Target.
Okay. He's like got his ear to the ground, didn't he? Because he supports quite a few like new talents or new beats. I think
it was a track with Jessica Gomba before sort of any sort of major label involvement and stuff. But yeah, track with her. He was the first person to play that, and then off the back of that, he had a lot of success with it. But then. And the first person to play the Patchy thing was Danny Howard, and that's when that sort of like.
Yeah, but where were you? Obviously, like you'd spoken to Danny. He was like, "Yeah, I'm going to play it at my show."
I didn't know.
Oh, you didn't know?
I didn't know. Like, yeah, I didn't know. It was it wasn't like he didn't just play it. I mean, it was at the Radio 1 Ibiza weekender where they stream it from like Cafe Mambo and that. So it's got like 3,000 people on the beach. And he's played it then of all times. It's not even just radio. It's filmed as well. It's like live streamed across. Like you can see
everyone.
I was watching it on Sky on the iPlayer thing. So I heard him play it then. I was like, I had to think twice.
This is my tune.
Is he playing this? But yeah, like it does show you the power of like one rate. Like at that point, that tune was a free download. You could just go and get it for nothing in exchange for your email address on SoundCloud.
Yeah.
Like you could have got it for free. But it shows you the power of having that record and having that radio play could just change the path of that record completely.
I think when I was doing some Googling before you come in today, you used the Hyped It gate sort of quite a bit, didn't you, like back in the day? How effective do you think that was for you in terms of getting yourself out there and new music?
Huge. I've always been like, I've loved the SoundCloud download platform.
It's great, isn't it? It only went, you know.
Oh,
it was so close to leaving us.
I mean, I still want to do it now.
Yeah.
I'll be honest with you, like, I've got records now which are like edits and stuff, and I'll happily put it out on SoundCloud for free. Like, I'm not averse to it. I don't feel every record's got to be signed or Beatport or speak Spotify numbers. I'll happily do just a DJ edit of something and put it out for free. I'm looking to do one in a few weeks. That's like just to keep that content going. And
Because also that's like an original platform where you probably built quite a loyal.
It's homegrown stuff. Yeah. Like, and these people like they sign up to get that sort of stuff. They don't want to hear. They sign up for edits and remixes and stuff like that. They don't necessarily want the commercial stuff or the more top line single. Like they want edits or like remixes or bootlegs, which I think it's important. Like that's what I started doing. Like I don't want to just suddenly starve that fan base just because I'm doing just because I've got a crossover record or a commercial daytime radio record. I don't want to suddenly stop doing that. And I'll be honest, I took my eye off the ball in that for a while. Like a lot of last year, I didn't think about that. I just focused on doing like getting the singles ready, getting the options ready. Like that was all my focus, and I feel that I took my eye off the ball in that world, which was a mistake, really. I don't think that should have been going on in the background, having an edit, having a bootleg out every now and again. It's good. Yeah,
I think an edit and a bootleg's always good. It's like it's made for SoundCloud, isn't it?
Yeah, just sound like straight to SoundCloud or there's some free download platforms on like say Blank, for example, the YouTube thing. That's huge.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get the boys on here because we've spoken online.
They're cool, man.
From when I first started doing the interview stuff and then I did an interview with Tim Taylor.
Yeah.
And one of his tunes fairly recently hit 1 million views. His Billie Jean edit.
On
the Blank platform.
Blank, massive platform, and they've grown so quickly.
Bro, their YouTube is huge.
Yeah, game changing. Like, I know them well. I met them in Amsterdam. It's just two dead down to earth lads with a YouTube channel, like, and just smashed it. That's a good story of like they never like forced it or like anything. And I can imagine, especially now, they've probably got every major label coming to them trying to lure them in or offer them this, that, and the other.
They're on the pulse. That's what it is. Yeah, they're really on the pulse.
And they really care about it. They're not just uploading like...
No, and their visuals always look sick.
Yeah, the visualizer is
good. The little graphics that they produce is mad. You mentioned Amsterdam. How many times... When did you first start going to ADE?
Not that long, actually. I probably think I've done about 3 years there.
Okay.
I've never just gone just to go and do the networking thing. I've always had a booking and gone and based it around that.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest with you, I felt like I was meeting, like, obviously it was good meeting them boys because they're from up north. It was different. Like, you always meet like people to meet who are not like in your local area. But a couple of times, like early on, I was meeting up with people that lived 15 minutes down the road.
That's what everyone does, isn't it? Everyone puts on their Facebook, I'm in Dam if you want to meet for a coffee or something. I'm thinking like, you could do that in Soho. You could do that in bloody East London or Hackney, wherever you all are.
You could just come to the studio, you're 15 minutes like, we could easily meet there rather than spending all this money to go to Amsterdam. But I feel like the last year I really sort of nailed it in terms of meeting people I wouldn't normally meet. Like, I feel it's important to go, if you're going to do that and go and do the networking thing, go and make sure you're getting... Like, if you're from London, don't meet people from London. Do you know what I mean? Meet people from different countries, different places over the world. Don't not waste your time because it's always good, but don't use that as an excuse to meet up. You could meet up here.
I need to do it this year. I was meant to go last year. Things didn't quite work out.
It's worth doing, definitely.
Yeah, mate. I was just thinking, imagine if I could get like a nice Airbnb.
Book it now, though. Get on it now.
But I could start doing some podcasts from ADE, mate. Invite like artists, because I'm quite lucky that I've gotten in with most artists within the scene now. Like
they're all there,
and they're all there as well. Like there's never really probably going to be a better time.
No,
when I could get as many people
in a room. Yeah, of course.
That would be mad. Yeah, I think I have to make that happen this year.
Get a good hotel, get an Airbnb or something. Get the setup. Bring this,
and an assistant.
Line them up though. Get them up like just get.
Yeah, I need to do it soon.
It can be pricey, this.
I've heard.
Because it can get steep.
However, do you know what was on the news today? Eurostar is going to Amsterdam from April.
That's a winner.
Yeah. And also, I've just never been to Amsterdam, so either way, it's going to be sick for me.
Oh, because you've got to take all the stuff as well. The Eurostar will be otherwise you're going to be checking in all this stuff.
In fact, I'll do this now. Whoever wants to come and be an assistant at Amsterdam, I will pay for your transport and to be about, but you will basically be an assistant. That's out there now, so yeah.
Greet some artists.
Yeah, get at me on the Instagram, Maximus Stefanos. Sammy, what can we expect from this summer?
A lot, man.
Come on, we need some exclusives, mate.
Got this LoveJuice festival.
Wait.
Which is getting exciting now. Got a bit of a lineup coming through for that.
Okay.
A lot of Marbella and Ibiza again. More so than ever, which is exciting. More festivals than anything this year, I think.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. And I think this is like the year I really give a focus on club records, and I've still got like a real nice commercial one for summer. I feel like I've always missed the boat in terms of summer records.
Okay.
I've never had like the summer single.
You got one in the locker now.
Yeah, this is like having a release in like May. Do you know what I mean? To like build through summer.
Yeah.
I've always had like a November release date or December release date.
Yeah.
I've never had like a nice commercial piano summer record, which I feel I've got now. So I'm excited for that.
Sick.
But then at the same time having loads of club stuff and just being able to go and
shell down raves.
Yeah, and just getting out club stuff like quicker than ever before. I've sat on so much stuff for so long. I'm excited to get like I'm in a position now to I can go and let a lot of stuff go quite quickly. Sick. So where before I was tied into I need to make a commercial single where I've got all that done now. So I've done all the legwork for that. So now I can go and let off a load of club stuff quite quickly, which
big things for 2020.
Exciting. Hopefully so, bruv.
Sick. Right, anything you want to add?
No, good, man.
No, you're good.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you very much. #02, Sammy Porter, Maximus Stefanos. This is Max's house. February 29th, Paragon. Yeah, it's going to be lit. Day party, new venue in Bethnal Green. Make sure you check that out. Free tickets available on Resident Advisor, Skiddle and Shubs. Subscribe on the YouTube channel. We're building. We're posting more regularly than ever. And yeah, just keep it locked. Peace.